Hello, everybody. You're watching another episode of Smoking Hot Coffee, where we cover startups, marketing, monetization, and design. I'm joined with.
Hey guys, I'm Jeff Pelton and I'm down here in San Diego. Today is Monday, April 15th, tax day for everyone here in the United States of America.
Yeah, and my name is Amul. I'm here in Los Angeles, and yeah, you're right, Jeff. Today is the deadline for taxes for
Yeah.
U.S. citizens.
It's a beloved, holiday for all of us.
Usually, this is a big scramble. Lots of people are scrambling to get their taxes in, if they haven't. I'm one of those people. I literally just called my tax guy because I have not filed yet, and so I need to get an extension. Luckily, I got 6 months, so that's good news. Anyways, if you want to get a hold of Jeff, he's at Comster, and you can get a hold of me at @Amol_Patel. So, Jeff, let's get right into the show. What do you say?
Sure thing. Yeah, let's check out the news.
All right, so Jeff, you wanted to talk about this Facebook Home. So,
Yeah, so there was some other stuff going on in broadband, and it wasn't as interesting to me. And this is in consumer stuff that people have been chatting about all weekend, and so I thought we'd start off with some of Facebook's latest.
okay, so what is this? What are we looking at here, Jeff? Is this a Facebook Home app for Android, or is this the Facebook phone that HTC is working on?
So what I think is happening here is they're utilizing the Android software platform to distribute this on existing Android devices that can support it. So I don't know what they're going to do special with their hardware device, if whatever they come out with.
Right.
But it looks like you can download and install this if you have some supporting Android phones. So particularly, this is going to be a lot of early adopters. It looks like they've got almost 4,100 reviews. But if you click on the user reviews, or what's particularly interesting, people have been
Ooh,
making a pretty big hubbub this weekend so far about
yikes!
the
Look,
launch.
look at that number. 1 star is obviously the biggest column here, row here.
Yeah, so for everyone listening, the average rating is 2.3 out of over 4,000 reviews,
Yeah.
most of those being 1 star. Well, not mo almost most of, almost half are 1 star.
Okay.
And so 5 star has 700 reviews, and there's some scattered in
Okay,
four.
so let me get this straight, Jeff. So this is not a Facebook app on the Android. This is some sort of operating system running on the Android platform. Help me out here, Jeff.
Yeah, unfortunately, I haven't got my hands on it myself or gone through all of their propaganda material. I guess we could probably play a video or something, look at some other screenshots, but it sounds like it's going to take over your home screen, right? Hence the name,
Yeah.
and probably integrate some of integrate all your experience with your friends, your contacts, your messaging, photos. You can imagine the operating system kind of melds those things together, right?
Hmm.
I'm not sure what this product is going to do, but if you want to read out a couple of these low review ones to try to get a gist of where they're going wrong here, some people are just kind of like baffled of like, what's the point and why bother?
Right. Well, some of these, for example, kills the battery is one here.
Okay.
Not intuitive, made my phone frustratingly complicated to use that I uninstalled it after just a few hours. No widgets, kind of clunky, pretty much Facebook with access to your apps drawer. So yeah, Jeff, it sounds like on the mobile space, whoever controls the home screen is essentially controlling the OS.
So you think that's what Facebook's really going after
Oh yeah, absolutely.
strongly here?
Yeah. They want to be the dashboard. They want to be the mobile dashboard. So whenever you turn on your phone, that there it is. And for most people, Facebook is probably one of the most popular apps on their phone. I know my wife uses it all the time. She loves using that app. So there's definitely a huge use case here, Jeff. It's just unfortunate that maybe they released this a little too early. What do you think?
Maybe, yeah. I'm going through. If you sort it by the most recent ones, they're even worse or more brutal
Okay.
reviews. But I guess you could say we always say release early and often and all of that. It's better that they get the software out before if they're releasing a hardware component. You may as well get this tested now and start iterating.
Right. Well,
Hopefully they're reading these reviews and trying to figure it out.
yeah. Well, luckily, this stuff is you do have many chances to fix things. So this could be just a case of the 1.0 blues.
Okay.
But I have to say, it's a very large number of 1 stars for an
Yeah.
app developer, and Facebook, with the resources that they have at their disposal, I'm very
Yeah.
surprised that this is that bad.
And you can quickly mention their stars that you have on the left more from Facebook. Their Facebook app, their Facebook Messenger, and their Pages Manager
Right.
all have at least four. Well, Facebook Apple has like 3.5, but
Yeah.
6.6 million downloads. It's worth mentioning. I think this is kind of a milestone for Facebook.
Right.
We'll see how they iterate this product. I think I did notice on my Facebook.com on the web today, they added the home link back to the page. I think in line with the phrase home,
Is that right?
just to yeah, and it's one of these small little things in UI and design I've always kind of picked at with on the web is like what the home link is. Is it the logo? Is it the name of the company, or is there an actual button that says HOME?
Gotcha.
And so it looks like they added that back today,
Oh,
which
okay.
might be in line with this product and what they're trying to do. So it might be a big milestone, and we'll continue to probably talk about it
Well,
in the future.
this is a very big story in many ways. Facebook is trying to dominate mobile because that's where all the eyeballs are going, and yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what they intend to do with this home app. This is just 1.0. So, all right. So with that, let's get into our startups. So first up is Adopt Together. Let's check them out. AdoptTogether.org. I thought that was a great name, Jeff. What a great domain name. So here we are, Adopt Together. We've got sort of their logo in the top here and a nav bar, and then below that we've got sort of an explainer video that's about a minute long. I'm going to go ahead and skip the explainer video and go right underneath that where it says AdoptTogether.org, helping families fund adoption. Is a nonprofit funding platform helping families raise money to pay for adoption costs. In my opinion, Jeff, this is a really cool use case for crowdsourcing or
Yeah.
fundraising.
Yeah, it sounds like someone is just putting two and two together. This is really useful way of doing crowdfunding for good.
Well,
Something
so
that everyone's trying to help out. I think in this case, it seems like a
let's
win-win all around.
delineate crowdfunding with friend funding or
Okay.
your buddy funding or whatever, family funding.
Hmm.
We've seen sort of friend funding, family funding in the wedding vertical, which is a massive vertical, where it's like, hey, help pay for
Gift
our
registry.
honeymoon.
Okay.
Chip in for that. We've seen that. Jeff, I know you've probably seen all sorts of like guys, roommates, that type of thing. People sort of help fund big purchases. TV screens, computers. I don't know, shared resources. Have you seen anything like that? Can you recall anything?
Maybe I've definitely seen startups after that, but not too much in recent reality. But that's just me.
Well,
But I know that does happen all the time, right? You're like trying to get a project or a field trip or a trip to Europe or whatever the thing is.
yeah, yeah. So in this case, we're trying to get a bunch of people together to chip in for an adoption. So friends make an adoption profile. Friends donate to the family's adoptions. They're tax deductible apparently, and then a child gets a loving family. So one, two, three. Um, so really quick design note: I would have preferred the one, two, and three to be columns instead of this, where it's like one, two, and then I got to move my eye down here. I prefer to more of a linear, horizontal flow. But anyways, and then we got a couple of calls to action: give the gift a family, or start a fundraising profile. Two good calls to actions. I probably would have made them larger underneath the 3 bullet points. And then below that, we've got another call to action. We can search for family last name or email, search for a specific name, and then below that, we've got a few examples. We've got Phil and Natalie here with their kid, and Angela and Christopher, and Brian and Gretchen. And this is kind of cool, Jeff. What do you think of this?
Yeah, so let me jump in. And you were kind of mentioning the friend funding thing. Now, I always am an advocate of any of these community platform, marketplace type websites have or like even Twitter. I always say I wish Twitter.com had tweets on it, like the public stream,
Okay.
like the fire hose. It's great that they're showing the actual stuff right here. But on the other hand, this is almost a sort of private family sort of situation. Maybe not. But it's great that you can see a lot of examples of families using this to help fund an adoption,
Well,
which is actually great for everyone.
in this case, it
Um,
is obviously it's a private matter, but I mean, obviously, these people feel comfortable letting the public know and helping the AdoptTogether.org team gain some traction. I mean,
like I said, I just know that certain areas can be sensitive for people,
yeah,
but on the other hand, I'm just kind of throwing it out there. So I mean, this, is there going to be a viral effect? Like obviously, you want to, if you create one of these pages, you want to post that on your Facebook to your family and friends for them to see.
yeah,
But what about the tier after that, the network, the network effect?
right.
I mean, that's what's really going to make the difference, don't you think?
I
To help you
agree.
get from,
I agree, but I'm
look at I was going to say also from the homepage, what are the bottom lines here? Man, it costs ten to $20,000. It looks like to adopt a child.
Is that right? Where do you
Well,
see that?
I'm
Oh, here
looking
it
at
is.
their
Yeah,
goals.
4,000 of 35,000 of 10,000. Yeah, yeah. So they're yeah, these are
So we're
not
talking about a
small.
significant amount of money.
Yeah, these are not small amounts. Let's go ahead and click on one of
So
these.
I could imagine, raising $1,000, $2,500 from friends and family.
Mhm.
But to really push it over, it might help to get a tier out in the network.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on. Let's see here. Let's do Cassidy and Jeff Pitt from Michigan, adopting from the U.S. They've raised almost $700 of their $4,000 goal. Here I am on their profile page. There we go. We got another photo of them standing next to a tree, looking pretty happy. This is how much they've raised. They've got a big donate now. Support this family. Share this family's story. So we've got a like and a tweet. They're
So
adopting
the
from the.
page looks just like a Kickstarter or the other marketplaces
Yeah,
format. We're kind of used to the two-third, one-third.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Same, very similar. We've got some recent donations they gave. Now I'm noticing that there's no sort of like here's a little gift or here's some incentive if you donate $4,000. We'll give you I don't know 20 minutes to play around with this kid for the next 12 years.
The kid will send you a birthday wish,
Uh,
via Skype or something.
yeah, who knows? I don't know. You get to see the kid grow up. Maybe you
Uh,
can be an honorary
so what you're
godfather.
talking about is like on Kickstarter, for your donation, you get something, even if
Yeah,
it's just a thank you.
yeah, yeah.
They kind of have tiers and
Incentives,
perks.
rewards
Uh,
for donating,
yeah,
right?
I think the incentive is built in, right? Um, it's a win-win for
Well,
everyone
I
to
disagree. I
have a
don't think
happy
it's built
family.
in. I think if I don't know Jeff and Cassidy that well, and I'm just sort of their Facebook friend,
Mhm.
maybe I'd want to get every 3 years a message from the kids saying, "Hey, thanks a lot, Bill." Or in my case, thanks a lot, Amul, for donating $100. Because of you, I'm no longer living in China. I'm here with my dad, Jeff, and my mom, Cassidy. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, it sounds a little bit cheesy, but there might be something to that.
It does sound pretty cheesy, but hey, I'm pretty good with the cheese. All right, so with that, let's go ahead
Don't
and
get me wrong.
give our ratings. From a design perspective, I think it still needs a little bit more work. We didn't get a chance to see the explainer video, but I thought the information below the fold could have been laid out a little bit better. But I do like the calls to action, so I'm going to give him a 3. Originality, give him a 4. Survival. What do you think, Jeff? You think these guys are going to make it?
Business model. We didn't really talk about
We
that,
did
did we?
not talk about their
Um,
business model.
I
Maybe
guess they're taking a percentage
I would
just to
assume they are
cover their
taking a
costs.
percentage. Yeah,
We
yeah,
know
yeah.
web businesses don't cost that much. Hopefully, they're not doing too much active development, or once you have the servers kind of running, I mean, you can have a developer to debug it and improve it, but I don't know that they're going to be, having a high burn rate, right? So,
Well, so
if
so
it works for the people on the site, I think they're going to survive.
well, in this case, I think it's a bit of a non-profit. I think it says so. I went to the frequently asked questions. It says, where does the money go? Donations are made to Hoping Hearts Foundation, the parent organization of
Oh,
AdoptTogether.org,
okay, right.
and will be designated to the selected adopted family. All the non-designated donations to Adopt Together go towards day-to-day expenses, toward your credit card fees, website hosting, etc. So it's unclear what percentage that is exactly. Is that a 1%? Is that a 5%? Either way, it feels like they do have a parent organization. If they have a pretty large base of members already, they probably will do well. Actually, I think this is a good idea. I give them a 3 for that, and
Yeah, I think it's a great idea taking the crowdfunding idea to this niche. which everyone is willing to pitch into, I think, more so than even the nifty things we find on Kickstarter.
So I would like to see some press, Jeff. I didn't see any press mentions. I didn't see any press logos. This is a really, in my opinion, pretty unique idea. I could totally see them getting some attention of the mass media press, and that'll obviously help their cause. So I hope they reach out. There's several services on the internet for reaching lots of reporters. You know, there's one called Help a Reporter Out that's very popular.
Hmm.
So, anyways, yeah. So let's move on to our next one here. Our next one is Rerun. Let's see. Let's see if I can get that right. Okay, rerunapp.com. Wow. All right. So here we go. Rerun. We've got a large sort of, you know, same thing. I guess their logo again. Recurring billing simplified. And then next to that, we've got a image of a, it looks like a form, and it says basic package, general frequency, monthly billing, first of every month. All right. So this is another mechanism to set up recurring billing if you've got a web app or some other subscription-based service. So Jeff, how is this better than other reoccurring billing type startups? You know, and of course our old friend PayPal. How is this better than that, Jeff? Do you know?
Well, the keywords you said are PayPal, and I'm seeing simplified on the screen. So I think basically PayPal's dropped the ball as far as simplicity and friendliness and usability. Everything about the design of Rerun so far is telling me that it's going to be friendly and easy to use.
Right.
What do you think about that?
Well, Jeff, I actually do have some clients on reoccurring billing for my
Okay.
web design hosting business. So
Yeah,
I
tell
can
us how's that working for them?
so I can tell you firsthand that I believe PayPal is overly complex for this kind of stuff. Finding recurring billing subscription setups. I've said it before and I'll say it again. PayPal's interface is horrendous. It's really bad, and it needs an update. And I don't know what's going on with
The
PayPal.
complaints are never ending. It seems like they don't support UTF-8 for like international characters and all sorts of crazy things I've heard about it all the time. I've worked with the APIs and it's not fun.
Yeah, I don't know what is happening with it with PayPal. As ever since eBay bought them, they've gotten very lazy. I mean, even Elon Musk and even he's complained a little bit about them. And so, yeah, you know, this could be another case of Yahoo. You know, where they're just fat and lazy. They're basically there's no real competition. Is the fundamental problem here.
Right.
PayPal basically owns the market still, and they don't need to really change because nobody's fucking competing with them. I mean, there's a bunch of new startups trying to you know take their cheese, and you know God bless them. I hope they do. So in this case, we've got Rerun trying to take a little bit of their cheese. Now, one of the big issues I have with PayPal is they charge a lot for their fees. Their fees are pretty
Okay.
expensive, in my opinion.
Right.
So let's see what their fees are. So here, they're taking 25 cents per transaction. I like that. So it's not a percentage. I really like that. They do have a rate for Visa, MasterCard, and Discovery, so I don't know if that's lower. And they have a monthly fee. So I would have liked them to get rid of the monthly fee and just charge me that 25 cents. That is awesome. You know, in fact, I would consider even switching if they had that, because I know the fees are a lot more on PayPal. So there it is, right there is they can they can obviously get people to switch over if they've got a lot of transactions, and PayPal's taking a lot of money. What's your thoughts, Jeff?
Yeah, this is great. Anytime someone is competing here to make it easier for people to do transactions is helpful. As a developer, I try to keep an eye on some of these things, the different tools that are available out there. I know there was like Reoccurly, and there's a whole bunch of them based on top of Swipe, and
Right.
I think or different other other simpler APIs. But this is stuff that people need to be able to use to make money online more easily, right? Like
Yeah.
throw a button to accept money, and so it's neat to cover this, and we'll see how they integrate and how many people adopt them. What do you? I mean, uh, I guess we can get into rating it here, but how difficult do you think the adoption and chicken and egg, like sort of, do you think they're going to get customers and survive, or what do you think about the business here for them?
Okay. Well, since this is a financial startup, right, built into the thing is money. I mean,
Yeah, so if they have a customer, they're making
so
money.
so essentially they need to scale this thing.
Mhm.
From a business standpoint, I don't know. In my opinion, Jeff, I would have preferred them to go right after their target market, which is, maybe new people are their target market, but I would suggest that they poach from existing PayPal subscription people. So if I happen to use PayPal, I would have loved to have seen a button that says why we're better than PayPal, like right here, really big call to action.
Yeah.
You know, 20 reasons why we're better than PayPal. And I would have clicked on that, and it would have sold me on the 20 reasons. And then maybe they could even give me an incentive for switching over for the first few months, discounted off of their already cheaper rate. And as long as they can keep poaching existing customers from competing services, I think that would be great. Because I'm looking at this, Jeff. This doesn't look that intense. I mean, I don't know how many developers you think are part of their team. What do you think? More than two? More than three? What's your feeling?
Oh yeah, could be any number. Engineering financial services isn't a joke.
It
You
isn't a
gotta
joke, but
have everything double and triple checked,
I know. But look,
and
but look at
you've
this.
got a inflow of tickets and bugs that you got to make sure everything works perfect.
But it seems like they're focused on just one thing, which is reoccurring billing. I mean, I
Right.
don't know. I could be wrong, but I don't think it probably takes a team of 20 or 30. This is probably under 5, maybe under 10.
Yeah, I mean they could be as lean as they want to. You got to make sure that you have expertise in the finance and security. Make sure
Right.
that you have a
Yeah.
CTO or someone like and designing the architecture of the system so that everything is set up. But web interfaces, yeah, it only takes a guy or two to
Well,
do.
Jeff
Without.
just alluded to the difficulties of and the regulatory maze on getting this kind of payment thing going. I mean, PayPal was the first out of the gate, and even in interviews they talk about how difficult it was getting these banking and financial institutions to play ball.
Yeah, yeah, and
So,
look at PayPal versus this. I mean, imagine. I mean, you think one or two developers, but they're gonna. Every single user of this app is gonna. If they have a complaint, it needs to be answered. It's not like Facebook where a million people yell and they don't answer any of them. Uh, they have to, right? Because it's
yeah.
money. They're actual like every customer matters. So the front end stuff and all that is magnified to some degree. Every little thing has to be perfect and
All right. Well,
fixed and accounted for. And you can't just skimp by necessarily with a tiny team. You got to have expertise at least in
okay.
a couple areas,
Well,
and definitely
fair
pay
enough.
attention to the customers. They're going to have a huge support department, is what I'm saying.
Fair enough. Fair enough. If you guys are watching Rerun app, please get in touch with us. Maybe we can get it from the horse's mouth.
Yeah,
Find
we
out
would
how
love to
big,
know.
yeah, how big your team is, and if you guys are profitable. I'm not so sure if they are profitable. This is there's a very competitive space. This reoccurring billing and online payments may turn into a commodity. If there's enough competitors out there, it may become the guy that wins is the guy that's the cheapest. I don't know. If that's the case, then scale becomes their main sort of competitive edge. So for survival, I'd probably give it a 3. I don't see a lot of marketing muscle behind them, so I'd probably give them a 2 there. Originality 2, and design. Actually, I like the design. It could be a little tighter, but I give them a 3 for that. So how are you different from PayPal?
Yeah, it's not too. I guess it's not super original. I don't know if they're doing anything differently, but making it better. I always appreciate that. So
So Jeff,
wish them luck.
I noticed I'm using this field to enter my feelings on this, the one-liner. How come you're not doing this? And
Yeah, I'm a little behind. I did throw one in on the last one, but
oh, you are okay. If you don't want to use this anymore, we should probably get rid of that field. What do you think?
no, I like it. I
You
think we
like it?
should use it.
All right, cool.
I think we do definitely. We've talked about redesigning the ratings, make it a little bit more easy to see. It's kind of hard and to find and a little bit tiny,
Yeah.
but we do want to promote people watching to come join and leave their own ratings. So, maybe we need to introduce it more like a comment field, where it's a little bit more prominent, bigger maybe for people to see.
Yeah, so Jeff is alluding to the fact that we've been talking about redesigning Smoking Hot. SmokingHot.com needs to hopefully be changing every few weeks, and so we're going to be actively redesigning it and coming up with new things to make the site better and more engaging. So with that, I think that ends our show. Really briefly, I wanted to tell our audience that we just got back from a big trip up to San Francisco and San Jose and Silicon Valley, and we were there for the AdTech show, and we interviewed several companies up there, and we also ended up at a large incubator, Plug and Play. We interviewed the founder there and several startups that are actually in the building, and so it was very exciting, and I had a lot of fun, Jeff.
Yeah, me too. It was great. We even got to bump into the Max Tadelbaum from What Went Dryer, who
Yeah,
we interviewed on the show.
yeah.
It was great to see him and a few other people in real life
Hmm.
up there. So it was a good time to meet a whole bunch of people, friends of the show.
Yeah, yeah, it was really great to see some of our past interviewees. Having said that, the goal is to start basically publishing these clips on a daily basis going forward for the next 2 weeks or so. And so please keep an eye out for that. And with that, I think that ends our show. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please tell your friends and family about our show and about our website. We really were trying to grow the audience for all startups. And if you have any questions, please reach out to us on Twitter.
Yeah, everyone, make sure to subscribe. Go to our website, smokingHotCoffee.com, and look for the subscribe button at the top. That'll show you all of the channels that we're in: Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, and the rest. Make sure to subscribe because we've got a lot of great interviews coming up. They're really valuable information for startup founders and entrepreneurs. So if you have any friends that are into entrepreneurship and trying to figure out this crazy puzzle and how the internet can help, make sure to pass it along to them.
All right. Again, thanks for watching, everybody. Catch you next time.
All right, see you later.